Hi, boys and girls. Now, this week we have read lots of different versions of our favorite story, The Three Little Pigs. Now, here is your chance to hear the true story. So, this is the true story of The Three Little Pigs. And you can see the front cover looks like it came out of a newspaper. And it says, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs, told by a wolf. You will find out that it is actually told by Alexander T. Wolf. I wonder if you can think of which character that might be. Here we go. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I will let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. And remember, boys and girls, when I say my side of the story, am I talking about me, Miss Connor? No, I'm talking about me as in the writer. I'm reading it, so I am going to be pretending to be the voice of the writer. But we know this book was written by Alexander T. Wolf, and you can see him on the front cover. So that is the character that I am reading from. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies, sheep, and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you're big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street and to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called out, little pig, can I come in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake, and that's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. Achoo! I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? The whole straw house just fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. And he had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate him up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just laying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. The next neighbor was the first little pig's brother. And he was just a little smarter than the first pig, but not much. And he had built his house of sticks. I rang the doorbell of the house of sticks. Nobody answered. I called out, Mr. Pig, are you in? And he yelled back, go away, wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig laying there, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now, you know food will spoil if it's just left out. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as like a second helping. I was getting awfully full though, but my cold was feeling a little better and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second's little brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. So I called out, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little Porky Pig answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my sweet, dear old granny's birthday cake? What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming back. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. And then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a big scene. And the rest, they say, is history. The big bad wolf. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound like a very interesting story. So they jazzed up the story with all of that and huff and puff and blow your house down stuff, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe, do you think you could lend me a cup of sugar? Boys and girls, now that we've read a couple versions of the 3 Little Pigs and the true story, who do you think is the one that's guilty? Do you think the wolf is guilty, or do you believe him in this story and you think that he's really innocent? What do you think? Talk to your family about it and see what they think. All right, I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. It's one of my favorites. Bye. See you next time.